Hey everyone, Soundwave884 here. I'm doing a little intro to this review just to tell you to buy a shirt. And it's because there's a little anecdote, I guess a little story behind why I have these two figures, why I'm reviewing them, and just because sometimes the collecting gods look down upon us and help you get something new for cheap. So, if you haven't seen my YouTube short, you can go check that out. But it's pretty much, I'm just going to tell you here, but that's just done in a 20-second real quick video. I went to Target, and I was just walking around. I was working. I was about done with my dad, so I'm going to stop here, just walk around and look around. The toy aisle, I was like, there's nothing new. There's this, that, and the other. And Transformer section is pretty much bare on the pegs, except for the Earth Spark stuff. But they had one of each of Legacy, Evolution, Thundercracker, and Grimlock. Grimlock's on this box right now because I've already opened him. I haven't opened Thundercracker yet. And they only had one of each hanging on the peg. I was like, what the hell? These are the first core class figures I've actually seen for Transformers Legacy Evolution. I know people don't want me saying that, Evolution. I haven't seen any other ones. Now, I think people review some of these. Some people have already got these. I don't know where they got them from, other stores or overseas. I don't have no idea. But the Dinobots looked hideous to me. I know they have, I guess, had to sacrifice their looks to merge into Volcanicus. And I was like, I don't really want them. I want the Thundercracker. I wanted that. I want the, I think it's Nemesis Prime. I want Sound Blaster. I know Amazon has him and one of the Dinobots or two of the Dinobots. But I didn't really want the Dinobots. I actually wanted to do a live unboxing of the Grimlock, just so you could see my initial reaction to it. But the reason I got these, okay, back to the story at hand. I was walking down the aisle. There's just one of each on the peg. I was like, I'm going to get these. So I go to checkout. Go to self-checkouts, scan these guys, scan Thundercracker first. It says item not found or no results, something like that. Then I do Grimlock, same thing. So I call the person over and they try to type in all that stuff. Look on the app, use the app. Nothing works. It will not bring it up in their system at all. And I was like, well, it said $9.99 on the peg for the core class. I said they're $11.99 on Amazon. I can pull that up and show it to you. So they can want to type it in. She just kept trying. She said, no, just take it to customer service and let them see if they can find it in the system and maybe she can sell it to you. So I did that. One customer was waited behind one person. They got done, walked up there, showed it to her. She looked it up real quick, couldn't find it. She goes, huh? She goes, it's not in the system. She goes, I can sell it to you as a, I can't remember what she called it now. I have to go look at my receipt. But as this merchandise for $2.50 each. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I mean, I've told the lady the prices already. They didn't want to do it for the $10. So for $5, then I get to use my red card discount and save an extra quarter. So for $4.75 before tax, I was able to get two core class figures, Thundercracker and Grimlock. And my initial reaction to opening Grimlock was, yeah, this figure sucks. It looks like and feels like a Cyberverse figure in certain aspects of it. So we're gonna do a full review of this guy, but I will say this right off the bat. This is a quick review. Opening up, don't expect much. Articulation is limited based on what they're trying to do with the figures. But the more I have actually transformed this guy from Dino mode to Robot mode to Foot mode, it's actually a fun little figure. I mean, it's not the greatest toy or figure in the world, but as a kid, I could see having some fun with this, especially if you got all the Dinobots. You'd probably have a fun little bitty combiner guy, so that is cool. It's not something like a hardcore collector, I think. Like, I didn't want these guys, but like I said, it's growing on me. So overall, the figure, yeah, it sucks, but it's a fun little figure though. You can still have fun with it. Let's get to the full. Hey everyone, if you saw the intro, I'm sorry it's a little long, but I did put some text in there so you can skip to this. This is the full review of the figure, but still, it's not going to be very long. The intro is probably going to be just as long as the actual review of the figure. It is a core class figure. Take a quick look at the box. Grimlock Legacy Evolution. Nice little box art up top here. You get the robot mode here on the side holding that gun. Turn it back, you get 10 steps, get you all the way around. He's number 3 of 6 to form Volcanicus. And this is what you get right here. This is the little core class Grimlock. It is a meh figure. I opened it up, as I said, I wish I could live stream or just something my unboxing of this, because the first time I saw any of these Dinobots, I thought they looked hideous. His legs were way too fat, too wide, but actually the more I look at it and more in hand, it isn't as atrocious. It's not as bad. It's just bleh. But as a figure on its own, it's pretty crap, in my opinion. But it has grown on me. It does have some fun elements. It's easy to transform back and forth. I've transformed multiple times back and forth, even this stupid hand. And it's simple. It's very simplistic. But he does lose out on some articulation based on, I guess, what they're trying to do with the gimmick. So just quick look here at the paint. At least he does have some paint. He's got a lot of detail is sculpted or molded into this figure, though, on his thighs, hips, and everything, and, you know, here on his torso and his arms. He's got nice, like, metallic blue eye visor there, which is very nice. The head, I believe, is painted black, just by the way it looks. If it's hollow on the backside, it's slightly hollow. You can't really see. He's got this backpack here that blocks it all. Now, he does articulation. Go that real fast. He's got good knee bends for transformation. He's got your hips are going to go around all different ways, full splits. There is no elbows. That's the big thing. You have a swivel at the wrist here, and that's for transformations. Because you give him in Dino mode, you flip that over. So there's no elbows. You do got ball jointed shoulders. And this little hinge here for transformation to the foot mode, so you can get some weird movements like, I see you. His head does turn 360 all the way around, and that's all you're going to get out of that. And you do have a waist swivel as well. And you can 360 him around. You just got to move the dinosaur head in the back. Turn around, backside, you get a little more hollow here, especially the back of the legs. And it's for transformation to tap together, and you do fold it kind of over the back of the legs. So it does need to be hollow somewhat for the transformation gimmick. Lift this up, look back. Otherwise, he's not really a hollow except for his butthole and his arms right there. But otherwise, it fills in sort of nicely. He does come with this weapon here, which is, it is what it is, but it does support blast effects, so you can put on one on each blast. So but it doesn't really hold. You can weight them down depending on how you want to hold the arm. So that is a bummer there as well. And a quick comparison of size and scale with the other core class figures. We have Kingdom Soundwave, and I think this Kingdom Starscream. I don't remember when Starscream came out, but that's gonna be the size of Wave Mate Thundercracker as well. Alright, so let's transform Grimlock. We're gonna take this out. You're going to turn his little hands in. This. You're gonna come around to the back side. You're gonna lift this all the way up over his head. Close this up. Peg that together, bring the head down, come to the back side. You're going to tab his legs together, and then there's this little big gap above the screw, and there's just tab here. You're going to fold his legs up. You're going to first you need to move this peg up right here. It's going to fill in right there in the back of his neck, and you're going to bring that up, and this is going to tab into that screw area. And then you bring his legs down, and you take that piece you took off. There's these two like little gap things here. That is where you're going to stick this. That's on his tail. And you have now transformed Grimlock into dinosaur mode. Alright, some comparisons here with Grimlock real quick. We do have an old core class Sharkticon. I think that's Titan's Returns. It might have been Power of the Prime. Legacy G2 Tank Megatron. Magic Squares Bumblebee. And the first Ironhide from New Age. Alright, look at the details here on Dino mode. Extra wide legs, making an extra wide back. Looks like he's got some kind of thyroid problems. He's got some kind of problem here, no, because ball joints for the back. Just gives him like these little knots on his neck. He's got this sort of a metallic blue, more like a sky blue almost there for the eyes. Too bad the mouth does not open. It is one molded piece. Articulation you got is on the head here, up and down. These arms are just molded there. They do not move. And so you just have the arms, or to form the legs in Dino mode that will move, and you can turn these around. So that is your articulation on Grimlock. It's not much to look at, but it is a fun little dinosaur. As I said, for kids, this is an excellent little starter Grimlock. If you don't want to buy a big expensive one, this one is a good cheaper price point for that. So let's go ahead and transform this Grimlock into the leg mode for Volcanicus. What you're going to do is come to this little joint here. You're going to bring these in. You see there's a tab here. There's a tab here, slot there, slot there. You're just going to bring these into each other like this. When you're going to do that, you want to angle these out like that. And then you bring these in, and you will just tab them together. Helps if you line it all up perfectly like that. And there's this tabs here, this little gap here in his crotchets. You're going to Just shove that in. You're going to come back to this piece here. You want to undo this. You're going to bring this forward, down like this. You're going to take this one here, and you're going to bring it forward towards you. And now there's this little tab here, and this little gap here, and you're going to bring it up, and you're going to tab that in that. Here to this piece here, take that out. 2 holes here. And you're going to put that right there into his backside. Actually, you put it the other way, like that, with the little peg for his the handle going down. And you have now transformed Grimlock into the leg for Volcanicus. If you want to get a sense of scale or height, here he is next to the core class Soundwave and deluxe class Skullgrin. So you can see they're not going to be, Volcanicus is going to be very tall. He's probably going to be about Voyager-esque scale, you know, with these guys. So that is your Legacy Core Class, Legacy Evolution Core Class Grimlock. My final thoughts on this guy, I said he is nothing to write home about. But for something so little, and I guess for the fact I got him for $2.50, I'm more pleased than I would be. If I paid, you know, 12 bucks for this guy, I'd be very displeased because, I mean, I could see what I was going to get, and I didn't really want it. That's why I didn't want to really pay it for that price. But for $2.50, this guy is well worth it. I would say for, you know, $9, he's worth it. And for like a little kid, excellent starter Grimlock. He's very simplistic and very easy to transform, and that is always a plus in my book. And that's why I said this would be a good starter Grimlock. If you have a kid who's probably like 5 years old or something, you want to get him a transformer, but you want to go a little more grown up and not something too kiddie. And transform him back, you put that little peg down so it's not just sticking above his head. So you have something that's a little more badass, I guess you could say, instead of something kidified or like the Cyberverse stuff that, you know, doesn't really do much at all. And that's what this sort of reminds me of, a little Cyberverse toy. I think that's just because of the oversized legs and the look of the gray plastic, but it is still a fun little Grimlock. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thundercracker will be up next. Peace out. Buy a shirt!